Hello, and welcome back to HumanCore. And today I want to guide you through one of our best case studies so far. Yeah, not only useful content, but sometimes we want to be, we want to showcase our muscles, we want to show what we made. And today we will talk about a project called Outcome. And what is that? It's the platform where you can predict different events and get some money. Or in simple words, Polymarket, better to say competitor of Polymarket. So let's dive deeper. So what it was the project, what we made for that phase. First of all, of course, design. So in short, let's start with the client perspective. So that's the company called Infinitecode. They make their own product called Outcome. So it's a crypto prediction trading platform that turns market opinions into profitable outcomes. So for example, who will win the World Cup in 2026, Argentina or Portugal? You can place your own bets, and in that case, if you do the right, you can get a nice outcome as the reward for your prediction. So the simple is that. Or will the world apocalypse will happen tomorrow? Yes, no, or like any other crazy prediction which is popular. So that's actually everything what you can predict on this app and earn some traction. So what was the main tasks? First of all, to make a design, because the guys just had the idea, they had a vision behind it, but they didn't have a user flow, an architecture, marketing research, design, visuals, nothing. So it was the idea, it was a good engineering team, but to make any code symbol, just piece of code, just to make a piece of code and just to launch something, you need a design. You cannot build the product, you cannot launch an app, you cannot make any business online without design. So in that case, the main goal was of course to create design, but we are not junior teams, we are not making just designs, we are making intuitive solutions. So the first goal was to come up with really intuitive product, with intuitive design, we should translate the values of the product, we should be clear with the users. And okay, if you want to compete with Polymarket, you cannot make just a Polymarket, we should make something better. And we just made a huge research of Polymarket and find out the issues from the user perspective they have, and based on that, connected to business, connected to marketing side of things, boom, we have the result. So the next step, of course, it was data reach. So before moving into the design, of course, we made nice research to ensure that our design will be more intuitive. But of course, we made detailed data research just to be sure that we understand the product, the market, the user preferences. We read hundreds of Reddit posts, hundreds of Discord posts, hundreds of tweets about Polygon, about prediction markets, and etc., just to understand the pain of the users. Because if you give a valuable product to the market, you are receiving outcomes, exactly like here. So if you want to make a successful product, you should be data driven. That's it. Of course, engaging, because it's not just about making product, it's about keeping users there. So after researching Polymarket behavior of the people, when we found our ICP, we understood what is the engaging points and how we can make our UX dynamic. And finally, visual aesthetic. The simple is that if that product is ashamed to post somewhere, no one will use it. If your user will be proud by sharing this, boom, you have traction. So visual aesthetic is the key. So here is the piece of design you made. So what makes it special? It's like the simplicity. That's the reason why it's special. It's not DeFi jargon, complex words, placements, prediction, I would say, what else we have in the trading, vaults, swaps, deposit, withdrawals, etc. No, the simple is that. You just need to select the event, like will Bitcoin reach 150k by June 15? Select yes, no, place the amount of money you wanted to bet, and buy it. That's it. Here you can track the chart, like what is their opinions, and that is the volume between bets and predictions. Who is going to win, and that's it. The simple as that, without any complexity. And of course, in the design, it should be social, cultural, and fun. Of course, it's not like starts with the only idea. Once you already understand all of these points I already mentioned, you need to create the architecture. So first step always to create the architecture. Each page first needs to be like a small sticker in your board with the name, with the contents, and how it will be connected to other pages. So once you have that clear user flow, user journey, boom, you can move on. If you don't have it, I'm pretty sure that one page will be not connected to another one, and users will drop to that hole, and boom, you have a huge bounce rate. Bounce rate means expenses, but everyone here only to get money, not to lose them. After that, we made a couple of concepts, and I will be honest with you, they're not so great. But we've started, just to be sure that our design will be really visual aesthetic. We need to be sure that we are making everything to be visual aesthetic. So boom, in that case, we have what we have. Another one is the visual language. So we just not like made beautiful colors. We've dived deeper into the fonts, into the icons, and by creating components like this with small shades, color differences, grotesques, and etc., we made the clarity, what is clickable, what is not, where users should put more focus, where it's not too much focus. So like by design, we are guiding people to the points which is valuable for the business. That's it. And here is the result. So as you can see, beautiful colors, dashboards, trade now, like quick introducement, ASAP speed of loading, and so clarity in the interface. Just main call to action. Simplicity is that. Here is the detailed page overview. So we have like a dashboard, we have a transaction positions, we have best trades. Here we can even see the calendar with our events, like when for example, the elections. The date of the election is the deadline for that prediction, so we can see where possibly we can win or lose. And after that, of course, we can see the history, check the performances, and see if our predictions are well or not. So we don't need to go for the job. We just need to play this. And for our client, it was really good because they no need to find a lot of designers, hire them, manage them. They just hired a professional, dedicated team which discovered everything for them and delivered beautiful designs to be coded. Of course, responsiveness. First of all, mobile first. Everyone using phones right now, and every next generation of the phone, it will be the priority. So we always starting from this. We need to be sure that our users will be satisfied. If mobile app sucks, boom, we have bounce rate. Bounce rate, as I said before, negative expenses. Here is as well a couple of more like views of the details of this. So we have like clarity between contrasts, where we have important data, it's highlighted, where we have just the headlines, it's less highlighted. So every detail makes sense because every piece of the detail is the user experience. The simple is that. Of course, tailored performance pages where you can see how your balance goes up, goes down, and that's it. Our users just need to be able to create, manage, edit, track data. And we need to be sure that it's so simple and beautiful so they can use it, share it with friends, and never get back. One more piece of this beauty. And of course, we're talking about Web3 brand, we're talking about crypto. So how we can go without white and dark team? So definitely with the white team, with the dark team, we have a white team. So everything is well converted for different type of users. And of course, even the most complicated pages like stats, like charts, they are as well fully responsiveness, because responsiveness means a lot. Of course, it was not just like solo project, that's the team effort. So for this project, it was personally written by me as the art director. It was made by our designers, Elena and Vitro, and of course, and the management of our dedicated project managers. And of course, our client success was made by our client success manager. So like huge team, but one effort, one goal, everyone in collaborative landscape, and everyone focused on one thing, to get design done and not just make beautiful pictures, to make something which will definitely work. So what was the challenges here? You'll never believe, but Web3, DeFi, and etc., it's so hard. And the biggest challenge for us, it was to understand the user experience, study the data, and make it simple. Like to make Web3 product for Web2 people. That was the most complicated part. But during the process, iterations by iterations, test by tests, we identified what is the key principles and how we can make them settled in that project. The next important thing, of course, it was development perspective. Because okay, we can design, we can make, we can create lots of things, but we cannot be sure that everything will be coded. And strong collaboration with dev team, with tech leads, with all of that things really helps out. And because it was a challenge, but we solved it. And finally, that app is not only on English, it's for Arabian market too. And you know, when we have Arabian language, it's vice versa. We are reading from left to right. People in Middle East reading from right to left. And because of that, we even hired native team from Saudi Arabia to help us identify how to design better, how to keep accessibility guidelines, and translate all user interface into completely different language. So we destroyed cultural borders by integrating international teams to this specific project. So if you think UN Core cannot beat any challenges, that's not true. We can beat everything. So what we get? Unique and opinionated design specifically for target ICP. Experience which feels fast, confident, and fun, and the most important, which is pretty simple. And of course, we've continued to work with the outcome for the next phases as a dedicated design team. You can definitely check the whole case study in our website, uvancore.com, and moreover, you can get information about and the real life testimonial from Ahmed, he is co-founder of Infinitecode. So you can check our testimonial to get proof of our success here, and of course explore in more details that beautiful case study. So if you're building something bold but you're afraid to challenge norms, let's talk. We are here to help you, because UN Core is the strategic B2B partner and technical co-founder for innovative SaaS brands. So we make a design, development, marketing strategy for B2B. So you don't need, after working with UN Core, you don't need anyone. You have everything in one place. Cheers! Check links below.